Hey folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healey, and today I'm going to take a look at an older game around the 2003, 2004 era kind of time and talk about this game right here called RUMIS. Now RUMIS is now called Blokus 3D or something to that effect, or 3D Blokus, something like that. I think it's put out by Mattel now, but this is back when it was put out by a company called Stratagems and Educational Insights, and actually got a whole lot of awards and stuff like that. Mensa Select, 2004 Seal of Excellence, Teacher's Choice Award. So it's one of those brainy kind of games that I usually don't like. I'm more of a theme heavy kind of person, but this has been in my collection for a while, so let's take a look at it. All right, in RUMIS, you're going to be getting a number of different things. First of all, you'll be getting the rule set, very short rule set for playing the game. You'll also be getting this Lazy Susan kind of component that I thought was really neat and interesting for a game to have this kind of thing, so that each player on their turn can rotate the board, the map, a number of different maps to start with that will have different, that offer different types of play within the game. And then you're also going to be getting tubs, 4 tubs full of plastic, or depending on the edition that you have, wooden kinds of blocks. And these are plastic. They're all give you an idea of how big they are, chunky. You're not going to break these things. It's really cool. All right, first thing you do in a game of RUMIS is you determine partially by the number of players that you have, you choose a board that you're going to play on. The boards have different objectives, so to speak. For example, the stairways, PSAC stairs. Stairways connected to the different levels of the mountain civilization. The stairs were constructed on small stones and each step was very wide, okay? So that gives you the idea that what this is going to do, it's starting at the bottom here and it's going to work its way up, and it's going to be a staircase. So the lowest level is going to be here, highest level is going to be up here. All right, so let's just say we're playing a 4-game version of RUMIS and we're going to be using the PSAC or stairs version of the board, okay? So first thing you do is you pick the board. Now you are going to be using your different kinds of blocks here, and you're going to be placing. Now, the board actually has a couple of different things on it that needs to be talked about. First of all, the numbers on the side here denote that that is how high that entire row can be. So this first row is only going to have 1 level of blocks on it. It cannot have 2 levels. The second row, however, can have 2. The third is going to have 3. The fourth is going to have 4, and so forth and so on. So you're going to have this stairway effect that's happening here. All right, so, and those are a few of the placements. So what will happen here is that each player will take and place. Maybe yellow decides to go here. All right, so then it'll be green's turn. Green will do something to this effect. Okay, and then blue will maybe do this. Okay, a couple of things to keep in mind here is that, first of all, you cannot have any piece that overhangs another piece. For example, later on, if I wanted to do something like this, I could not do that because there's a void. It leaves a void here, and that's against the rules. Secondarily, you cannot have any piece that overhangs any part of the map. So, for example, if I wanted to do something like this later on in the game, I could not, because this part right here is outside of the regular boundary of the map. So you can't do that either. There cannot be any gaps or anything like that in the structure at all. And if you cannot place a stone on the game board, you cannot place any more stones on the game board at all. So basically, you play until you cannot place anything else. All right, so now the first round goes through, and now it's the red player's turn. The red player doesn't have anywhere else he can go here, but he could do something like this. Because on this second row, you can have 2 levels of stones. On the first one, you cannot. Now, starting with your second turn, you have to be able to place connecting to a piece that you have already played. So, for example, I could do something like this for yellow, because there would not be any gaps, no overhangs. I'm still within the boundaries, and the height level of that second row has not been broken, or the first row. So this is a legal play for yellow. All right, now green plays, and they have to connect to their first piece there. And so I could place like so into that second row. Now, that second row, I am touching my color, no worries, and I'm good. So now blue has to create there. All right, and he can go up to 3. He would create something to the effect of that, so that at least one face is touching his color. All right, now red gets to go, and red will do that. And we would continue to build the thing like this. Yellow, thanks to blue's clever placement right here, has actually been blocked out of the rest of the play, because yellow has to be able to connect to at least one full face of its color while still not breaking any of the rules. And the only way that yellow could do that right now is by placing something that covers or touches that face, because blue has blocked here and here. So yellow is done. So we continue with green, and green will do this. And then blue is very much, as you can see, this is where the Lazy Susan comes in to help here. Blue has the ability to connect right here on this block or here on this block. So we're going to have to do the best we can here and try to finagle something. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're connected right here on blue, so we're good to go. All right, so that's done. Blue cannot place, and green is also not able to place their last one. So we're all done. Now what we do is we actually take a bird's eye look at the board to see who actually won. So let's do that. So as we're looking down on the board, we're actually being able to see which player won, because you have to look down and see which colors are facing up. First look, it looks like green probably won, but we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So green ends the game with 17 points. Red ends the game with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. Blue ends the game with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And yellow ends the game with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So green is definitely the victor on this game of RUMIS. And that's how it goes. It's very, very simple. And so that is RUMIS, or 3D Blokus, whatever you'd like to see. You're probably going to see it as 3D Blokus now, or Bloku, or whatever it might be, put out by Mattel in stores and stuff like that, if you see it around. So look for that. Now, what do I think about the game? You know, I'm not an abstract gamer. I don't usually like abstract type of games. I want a theme. I want something that my imagination can latch onto and run with. And this doesn't really have that. However, I will say that this version of the game, the RUMIS, with that kind of Aztec feel to it, I like this one a lot better than the 3D Blokus. Looks like it was put out of a robot machine factory or something to that effect with, I mean, it looks clean, it just doesn't, there's nothing there, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I usually don't like those kind of abstract-y themes, abstract-y games. But I do enjoy spatial games, and that's where this one really shines. Being able to see how those little Tetris type shapes can fit into here and fit into there and still have their top face showing so you can score those points at the end of the game. I actually do enjoy the games that are like that or very similar to it. So the spatial aspect of RUMIS kind of outweighs the abstract nature of RUMIS. I have been one of the kinds of people that will sit down and waste a half hour or 45 minutes playing Tetris on my phone or Kindle or something to that effect, because I enjoy that kind of stuff and it's a challenge for me to do that. Not very good at it, I just enjoy it. So there's that. If you enjoy Tetris, you will probably like 3D Blokus or RUMIS, whatever you find it, whatever iteration you find it in your stores. So again, as I always say, try before you buy, but if you enjoy Tetris, if you enjoy that spatial aspect of organizing things, go check this out. I think you will have a great time playing it. See you on the flip side, folks.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.